Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from Alpha Central about a woman who took her male financier for granted and now she is getting evicted. You know what they say about playing stupid games, guys. Now, today's video was suggested to me by Matrix of Madness. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked in the pinned comments, so make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. Don't forget to leave your own comments, and let's jump right into the video.
We're in Portofino, Italy. Let's go husband hunting. Hi, Mum. This is my husband. Oh, sorry. She's very lucky. Why are all the good ones taken? We love a loyal man, though. Hi, Mum. This is my husband. Hey. Ciao.
This woman is under the impression that men in Western Europe are somehow going to tolerate her terrible behavior. That's why the passport sister movement crashed and burned as hard as it did.
Do you have a phone number? Because I just lost mine.
What's that?
Do you have a phone number? I just lost mine.
Good one.
Oh, you're taken?
In front of his girlfriend? Lady, you're playing a dangerous game.
Take your ex back or go to jail.
Go to jail. I've been there a few times.
The sad part is, at least in jail, he'll have a chance to actually earn some respect. You can't say that if you decide to take your ex back.
If you could delete anything in the world, what would it be?
Social media.
Why?
Get you up in all type of ways.
So you had bad experiences?
Everyone has.
Name one.
I mean, if social media wasn't around, you wouldn't think you was that bad.
No.
Yes, you're a pretty woman, but you can find a woman just like her in Walmart.
Boo.
Social media has ruined multiple generations of people. It helped to unleash the kraken known as modern women, and it's pretty much warped the minds of so many people.
Y'all like to live a life like that? Like, just be single. Y'all want to be in couples and do single activities. That's weird.
That is such a dumb excuse. That woman doesn't even look like she can lift a single turntable, and yet she thinks that he will buy such an obvious lie. This man is clearly famous, so these women think that it gives them... I'll read that again.
I don't know. Huh?
Baby, tell them you want to marry me.
I don't know about that. I got a girlfriend.
Huh?
I got a girlfriend.
What?
I love you guys, though. You guys are amazing.
I
love you, and I love you, and I love all of you.
All of us, all the pictures. You love her.
I love you, and I love you.
all the best. I love you, baby. I love you, baby.
I love you, too.
Baby,
What?
can I tell you something? Okay,
What?
no, please don't do that. Don't put your hands in the car. Sorry. Baby,
Yeah?
can I tell you something?
What?
Come, put your ear here.
Mama, sorry, Mama, just go.
This man is clearly famous, so these women think that it gives them the right to act as entitled and as rude as possible. They're yelling, they're shining a light in his face, they're trying to stick their heads in his car. Very attractive stuff.
This a new girlfriend?
Yes, it is.
Other than to bring her here to be annoying so that she could wear this strapless dress, right? Is there any reason that she's here?
Yeah, witness to the harassment to my family.
You have no cause of action for harassment to your family, so Berg, she could leave.
Sure. Ma'am, this way.
Tell her to get a shawl. Feel better?
I do.
These women love to say that they are dressing for their man, even though they're wearing skimpy outfits, too much makeup, and they think that we're stupid enough to believe them. If anything, her man is the last guy she'd ever dress for.
You're at the club every single night. You're on your city girl shit. I need to disinfect my glasses. I need to put them in a gallon of acid. Where'd you get your jewelry from, your sugar daddy?
My ex.
Oh, sugar daddy.
If a modern woman is using a man for money in exchange for her time, then that makes her a member of the world's oldest profession. The label of sugar daddy is just a formality at that point.
Can a man and a woman be just friends? Charlie, why not?
I'm a geezer myself. I know how the male mind works, all right? Think about how everyone looked at you when you walked in.
You like your curves, yeah.
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. I'm busy right now.
How are you all?
You're telling me you're going to go out with these boys here just for a social one?
Yeah.
They might be playing to be friends. But let me tell you now, if you offered it to them, let's go back to the hotel.
So you don't believe in friends with benefits?
There we go. See what I'm saying?
You just really just proved a point.
Check, please. Case closed.
A friends with benefits situation will always end with one side getting feelings for the other. It's inevitable, and it rarely ends well for anybody.
Listen, it's 2025 and we all getting older. I do not like outside girls. I don't give a oh, I'm going outside with my homegirl. We're gonna go to the club. No. Stay in the crib and let's cook this dinner. Stay in the crib and cook this dinner. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing. Stay in the crib with your husband, your boyfriend, with the kids, and let's have a good family time out. What the are you going outside 2 in the morning drinking bottles with your girls?
Women who have families but still want to go out, party, and get intoxicated are incredibly selfish. They put their own desires in front of the needs of their families, and it's pretty disgusting.
That's not wavy. That's little kid shit. That's little girl shit. What are you doing? Your family in the crib, you outside 2 in the morning getting up, losing your mind, throwing up everywhere. That's not wavy. If you are outside girl, I suggest you should change your habits. Start being a homebody. Because niggas don't like that outside. No cap.
That's one thing that modern women don't seem to understand. If you're going out until 2 in the morning, getting wasted at a club, it's actually immature and very damn childish. That stuff stops being funny in your early 20s at the absolute latest.
Oh, okay. Man, I looked down for a second. The shoes, dog, like
Shoes? Pan down to those shoes. Pan down to those shoes.
They told me not to bring. I didn't want to bring these ones. It was either these or other ones.
Go like this one time, like. I know it's popping out. The sides are popping out. It's crazy.
I was gonna wear high heels, but then I walked 17 minutes over here, and I was like, I couldn't. I got my car towed in January. I'm like,
oh no!
The irony here is that modern women will rip a guy to shreds over his shoes, but their excuses will always be considered acceptable by comparison.
Not all men, even though you wear a seatbelt every time you drive just in case the car crashes. Not all men, but if 1 in every 10 bananas cool, you'd probably be cautious of all of them. No.
Wait a second. We gotta go back. Did she say if 1 in 10 bananas would you? First of all, is she saying 1 in 10 men will a woman, or 1 in 10 men have the capacity to a woman? Where are we getting these numbers from? 1 in 10 men will a woman. I gotta see a source. I'm sorry. They pulled these numbers out of there. I'm sorry. I don't think we could just let those numbers slide.
The only sources that these women can cite are random videos that they see on TikTok and the true crime dramas they're constantly binge watching. Even though the vast majority of men aren't violent felons, we are still just as guilty because we're men, apparently.
When I hear women say, you know, I wouldn't date a man if he didn't make over 6 figures, but you don't make 6 figures.
You don't make 6 figures.
You know, I wouldn't date a man if he doesn't look like this, but look at yourself in the mirror. You know, how can you have these high expectations of other people, but you're not living up to those expectations yourself? You know, so work on you first. Get yourself where you need to be. You'll attract what it is that you're looking for. And there are going to be ups and downs in relationships. Stand together. You can navigate through those challenges so much easier together.
Working together? Oh, man, you can get there way faster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It got to be.
Whenever a modern woman says to focus on yourself before getting a man, it usually involves some of the most self-indulgent crap they can think of, and then they get shocked when men don't actually want them now that they're 30 and they spent the last 10 years, quote-unquote, working on themselves.
Well, and 50-50 don't mean I'm going to pay 5,000, you pay 5,000. 50-50 mean come together. Like, you my secretary, if anything.
Exactly.
These yards, you taking these appointments.
That's what that means.
Exactly. We are in this 100. That's the 50-50 we mean. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I'm lucky enough to have somebody I've been with since a teenager, right? So it had to be 50-50 at one point.
Yeah.
It absolutely had to be 50-50. Like, what you got on the rent? You know what I mean? Like, we...
together.
I'm sure she done paid 100% of the bills before. But now that we up, if she say, "Boy, I don't want to go to work ever again," she don't have to.
Modern women think that 50-50 is to be taken literally, but all it really means is that they step up to support their men as much as men are supporting them. But they can't do that because apparently giving men support is the same thing as slavery.
My girlfriend told me her body count. I didn't ask. Her body count is 62 at 25. Can't stop thinking about this. Your relationship's over. Guys, don't share your body count numbers. 62, she's been busy. She's had had a good time. Good on her. With where you're at, brother, and it sounds like you probably haven't had much experience in this field, and it's going to constantly plague your thoughts, you're probably better off just ending the relationship and then finding someone who you don't know what their body count is and you like them and you can just start fresh. Unless you're going to be working for years to try to forget this, and you probably will never forget it, and it'll always plague you. She's done irreparable damage. This is engraved in your mind now, so probably not waste your time, just end it. But hey, you're number 63.
This is why body count matters, guys, and I hate to use that phrase, you know, but not only does it render her incapable of respecting you, it's also something that you can't unsee the second that she tells you, regardless if it's true or not. And just a heads up, they pretty much always lie about it.
The earth says hello.
Isn't it great? These nice men that a lot of women often avoid are the diamonds in the rough. They're literally the dream guy they've been looking for their whole life. But they just go after the guys that treat them like crap. Because it's oddly addicting. Chase someone that's not reciprocating. We often get in these habits of being around those types of men. But when we do find that nice guy, it can be a little weird at first and feel a bit wrong. Once you get past that feeling, you realize how right he is for you.
It doesn't matter how good a guy is. If that woman has any feelings that aren't unrealistically happy, then she will take one look at that guy and say that he's just, oh, not my person.
Would you rather $100 or to go on a date with me?
I'll take the 100.
Oh, why?
Do you have it on you?
It's a hypothetical question.
Well, there's not much long-term strategy in this, is there? Like, if you don't have the 100, like, could people just say, yeah, I want the 100, and now you don't have it, and now I've already told you I'm not going on a date with you, and I don't get 100 also? Well, this could go to the small claims court. I've got to go.
If she were to give $100 to every man who answered that question, she'd be in catastrophic debt. And when you consider how much debt she's probably already in, that is saying something.
Ladies, if you want a man who is healthy, fit, takes care of himself, the whole shebang, then you also have to be healthy, fit, and take care of yourself. It is not a one-way street. I saw a video the other day of this girl, minimum 200 pounds, complaining that men don't reach her standards these days. All they do is play video games, they don't work out, they don't take care of themselves, blah, blah, blah. If you take up 2 airplane seats yourself and clearly don't go to the gym, how are you sitting here complaining about how men don't take care of themselves? And I'm not saying that to be fat phobic. It's not fat phobic to call someone fat if
That's just the thing. It is considered hateful to call someone fat even when they are fat. Men are supposed to blindly love all women of any shape and size, and the second they state their preference, they're more evil than the random ruthless dictator of their choice.
But here she is, you know? But it's also okay to have standards. I get that. I would want someone who works out, takes care of himself, can probably lift more than me. But I say that as someone who does take care of herself. I do work out. I could go run a marathon tomorrow if I have to. So you can't sit here and complain about how someone else needs to reach these impossible standards, blah, 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 be perfect, but you are sitting at home on the couch doing nothing all day.
There is nothing wrong with having preferences, but we don't have preferences in today's dating world. These women make demands, and if they're not met, then it's the men who are the problem, apparently.
Men's aging faces are considered dignified and they have salt and pepper hair. When do you ever hear women described as having salt and pepper hair?
You know what? Women can do whatever they want to make themselves look better. What's wrong with that?
But there's a culture in thinking that that's what looks better specifically on women. We shoot men in high definition and we make women airbrush like emojis. And so I don't like that. I don't want to have Botox. I don't want to have filler. I don't want to have a facelift. I'm enjoying my grey hairs.
Well, Jamila, you are sitting here with dyed hair and a pound of makeup on your face, preaching about being natural. That's silly, no?
Men did not ask women to do that. Men did not tell women that they had to dye their hair or get Botox injections or do surgeries or whatever. And that's something that they willingly do on their own and then blame men for it afterwards.
Have you guys noticed how the women who claim to hate men also do any and everything for male attention? Their own models. Baby girl, I'm not the one that's subscribing to your hands, okay? It's the men. They're naked all over Instagram, bent like this for men's attention. They go to the gym naked and claim men are perverts because they're looking at them. Hello? I'm gonna look and I don't like women because your entire out. Like, what is going on?
We live in a time of absolutely zero shame. These women do some of the dumbest things imaginable if it means getting internet attention, and it's honestly getting out of hand.
It's so funny to me when men think that women want, like, big, butch, like, gym bros and stuff. Most women want Alan Cumming and Cabaret. Like, we need a little fruit.
These women be lying to y'all. These women be lying to y'all. It's the same women that said, we don't like muscular guys, we want dad bods. And the dad bods are talking about is Jason Momoa on a 2-week break. Might not want super vascular bodybuilder men, but they want a man that's in shape and got some muscles.
It's funny how what this guy is saying is considered a hot take, even though modern women have been obviously lying about that. You never see these kinds of women next to dudes with dad bods, quote unquote. It will never happen.
My friend and I were at this party and she thought this guy was cute. And I was like, do you want me to go ask if he's single? And she's like, yeah, well, you and my friend is stunning, by the way. But like, I think it's easier to go ask somebody if they're single when it's not for you. Like, I was like, hey, over here. Meanwhile, if it was for me, I'd be like, I gotta hide. But so I go up to him, I was like, hey, like, are you single? And before I could say, like, I have a friend, he cut me off and was like, no, sorry. I was like, oh, okay, like, no worries. I was just going to introduce you to my friend. And then my friend walks by 20 seconds later. I was like, he's not single. I was like, sorry. I was like, oh, this is my friend I was going to introduce you to. And his eyes literally lit up and he goes, oh, like, hi, like, what's your name? And like, started talking to her. I was like, oh, you were just scared it was me who was asking. Okay, awesome.
We live in a world where not only can women reject men, but they're also celebrated for it. But in that same world, if a man rejects a woman, it's because he's an insecure, malignant narcissist, obviously.
Because one thing about me is I will reject so many men because I have standards and then somehow still pick the worst man to ever walk this planet.
In life, it is about common denominators. So if you want to find the root of this problem, I'm going to show you your next course of action. What you're going to do is find the nearest mirror in your house.
Then you're going to get about 6 inches away and take a long, hard look.
And since this problem is reoccurring, that long, hard look will show you the problem. It's you.
Having high standards isn't actually a flex. You know, these women seem to think that it is. It's pretty much guaranteed that every guy who's seen this is going to find her unattractive and with enough emotional baggage to keep a therapist employed for 6 decades.
Hey! Before you get started, if you were in my shoes, would you have the energy to deal with your attitude, brattiness, or problems today? No. Unfortunately, neither do I. So we're just going to have to put a rain check on this one, try again a different day. You know what? That's fair.
Her face clearly shows that nobody has ever stood up to her before. She twisted her head in the same way a dog would when it hears a strange word.
Rate me on a scale from 1 to 10, but let me spin first.
I got a girl, so I'm just gonna say 0.
Okay, that's respectable though.
Solid like 7.
Damn, only a 7?
I mean, I don't know you yet.
I said looks, not personality.
Off looks. Are you 8?
Only an 8?
What you want? Like 15? Like.
Okay, how about you?
Like 6.
Why are you doing me like that?
Not my type.
The lengths that these women will go to for attention is absolutely insane. They are willing to bother people who are minding their own business just to rate her looks. Then she gets upset when these dudes don't tell her what she wants to hear. Absolutely crazy.
Introduce yourself.
Well, I'm Big Tony. I am your #1 OF subscriber.
And how much have you spent?
$35K, $35,000.
Well, it's nice to finally meet you.
Oh, you have soft hands.
Thanks.
Finally, I got to touch them.
Girl, what do you look so scared for? That man's paying your bills. That's what you want, right? Oh, you thought you had Tom Cruise paying $35,000 on you. Interesting. At least have some minimalistic amount of respect for the person that took $35K of their own money, stupidly, however, but put it into your pocket.
There is so much a man could do if he had an extra $35,000, but one of those things should most certainly not be giving it to a spicy content creator. That is a terrible idea.
I'm getting kicked out of my apartment because SecretAdmire put a fraudulent charge on the rent. So now I have to figure out how to do this, and I just been talking to the apartment owner, trying to figure out what we can do. I've never touched his card before, and he's making me feel like I'm an evil person because I found out that he was married and he had a daughter my age. So I guess in his heart he thinks that the best thing to do is to get me kicked out and report me to Dallas PD because of this. His card information, he physically has given that to me in text messages, but I've never touched his card. He's paid my rent for the past 2 months. But anyways, after the Puerto Rico trip, we stopped talking to each other, and he's just been trying to make my life like hell. Because, again, me finding out he's married, his wife contacting me, sending me pictures of him coming at home after dropping me off in Dallas. So, I don't know why he's doing this. It's just... Hello. So, let's do my makeup. I've been crying all day, and I've been having the worst headache ever, and been throwing up all day, and I haven't been able to eat, like, just...
But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.